Usually we do this on a Wednesday, and now, which is kind of funny because I really don't even have a job. So I'm it's like, hey, I guess I don't have work in the morning still. So that's kind of cool. How are we doing? How you guys? Where are you guys from? How'd you guys hear the show? You're Nathan's mom, right? Front row. Heck yeah, dude. That's cool. And then you guys are friends. You guys aren't all Nathan's moms. That would be crazy. That would be awesome, though. I understand why Nathan's so powerful. 3 women gave birth to him. That's cool, dude. All right. Well, welcome back. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you fast enough. My bad. What's your name again? Joyce. Everybody make some noise for Joyce. Nathan's mom. Also, make some noise. While we're at it, why don't we make some noise for Nathan? Noise for Nathan. We got a great show. Security in the back. Make some noise for her. This is great. Make some noise for the dogs upstairs. They're not barking right now. How fun is that? Maybe if we keep clapping, they will start. I'll just start whistling and stuff. Oh, my God. So we're feeling good. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's going to be funny just to, segue into the next thing. I was like, we're all having fun, right? Anyway, so I'm self-conscious about my body. I don't know. I have issues. I'm a vegetarian now because people ask me, why are you a vegetarian? I'm like, I just don't want to be a fat fuck anymore. I don't know why. It doesn't have anything to do with the animals. I'm like, I don't really give a shit about them. It's kind of easy being a vegetarian in Chicago. You just got to not order meat on your pizza, pretty much. Pizza's vegetarian. It's one of the easiest diets I've ever been on in my life. I've lost 0 weight at all. It's pretty nice, dude. Yeah, I'm self-conscious about my body. I think it's why I like the movie Nutty Professor so much. He's self-conscious about his body, I don't know. I have a thing called body dysmorphia. Do you guys know what that is? Some of you guys, a few reluctant people, yep. Bathrooms are hard for me, too. If you don't know what body dysmorphia is, it's a mental illness where every time you look into a mirror, you see this gross, unfuckable goblin person staring back at you in the mirror, and all your loved ones are like, no, it's not unfuckable, I'd fuck him, if we weren't such good friends, right? You're like, yeah, you have to say that, dude. You're my uncle, I don't know. I actually don't have that mental illness. It's the only mental illness that I just kind of hope I have, You imagine going to see, a doctor, and they come back with their diagnosis, yeah, your body dysmorphia test results came back negative. That's good, but you did test positive for being just a gross loser, so... I don't know what to do with that. You're going to have to go see a specialist. Yeah, I don't know. I find fat guys who get pussy. I find those dudes to be highly I want to be one of them when I grow up one day. I find them to be pretty inspirational. Just a fat dude who gets back in the day, if you're a fat guy who got pussy, you were a king. You were touched by God. And I don't believe in God, but I do believe that, It's that guy's getting laid all the time. There must be a God, He had something to do with this. Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure about that one either. Yeah, I don't know. People try to tell you to not be self-conscious about the body. You're they're it's fat. It's more to love. It's more to love, baby. And I'm like, dude, I would love to be a baby. I would love to be tiny. I don't need more to love. I would love for less of me. I don't know. We're working that one out. Yeah. Yeah, I got this stupid little body. I got a dumb fucking voice. This one, I've just had this my entire life. It's pretty crazy, though, because, my entire family, we don't sound like this, we're not like the fucking Keebler elves, We don't hide in trees and make cookies all day, We got jobs. But, so we don't talk like this, but my little sister, she's kind of like a little rascal, and she interrupted me one time during dinner. And while I was talking, she goes, "Hey, Brian, you kind of sound like a parrot taught you how to talk." And it caught me so off guard, I was just like, what? You know? It's like, whatever, bitch, pass the crackers, you know? Like, I don't care. Dude, I imagine there's like an ex-girlfriend of my past is like, you know, explaining to like one of their friends, venting to one of their friends about like all the dumb shit I did to them. And their friend at the end is just like, well, I mean, if he quacks like a duck, you know, and that girl would just be like, yeah, he does that too, you know? Like, this guy's voice is disgusting, you know? Tried to dirty talk. I can't dirty talk. Like, that is just something I can't do, you know? Like, I've known that for years. God did not design my voice to say, call me daddy, you know? Like, I don't have a voice like that, right? Like, if there is a God, God designed my voice to say okie dokie, you know? Like, I don't really got a cool voice. I don't know. I used to play sports in high school, and I was never very good at them, you know? But the coaches there always tell us not to do steroids because it'll give us tiny testicles and acne. You guys heard about this thing? You guys haven't? I mean, you guys aren't big steroid fans? No, but that's the thing, I guess. And the coaches, whenever they would tell us that, like, you don't do steroids because it'll give you tiny testicles and acne, I was always just like, yeah, well, I feel like I could also have big muscles then, you know? Like, I already have those two things, you know? Like, the hell are we doing here? Yeah. I don't know. My most recent person that I was seeing was, they're a member of the LGBTQ plus community. Their pronouns were she, they identified as queer. And they like to teach me all sorts of fun stuff when we were seeing each other. And after sex one time, they turned to me, and they're like, hey, Brian, you know, since we have sex, that technically makes you gay. Which I thought was pretty cool, you know? Because gay pussy was my nickname in high school, so I guess you are what you eat, you know? Like, I'm loving the hen house in the front row, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. This is fun. Having a good time. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I got like a stupid fucking weird life. I do this, but I barely do this. I would love to do this, but I have to make money, and I found a way to have that. The way I make money is even stupider than this. I figured that out. So I work in reality TV as like a camera guy for like probably the shittiest TV shows you have ever heard of in your entire life. That's what I do for a living. I fly a lot for the job too, and I'm very scared of flying. I'm kind of an anxious person, and one day I got on a plane and I was frightened. You know, I didn't want to be on it, and I looked down, and my ex-girlfriend who cheated on me was also on my flight. I know. As soon as I saw her, though, it was the most soothed I have been all day long, because it is so hard to be scared of flying when you just want the plane to crash the entire time. Every time we get turbulence, they can just hear me in the back just like, let's go! I was ready to hijack that plane myself, you know? Allahu Akbar, Jessica, you know? Like, Travis can't save you now. Taking this thing fucking down. That's my 9/11, or it could have been. Missed the opportunity. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I work for a show called 90 Day Fiancé. Do you guys know that show? Wow. Yeah. We haven't won any awards. Stupid. It's a dumb show. Do you guys watch that show? Any of you guys? You do? Yeah. Who's your favorite character, dude? I mean, maybe. They sent me to like fucking Iowa and shit. Like I don't even get to. They sent me to a worse place than here. And they're like, you can't enjoy this. No, you don't know their names? Just a little hard to pronounce, maybe. All right. I don't know any other names either. So even if he did tell me, I'd be like, well, I've never seen the show. Like, what'd you say? They are. Just like mine, you know. Do you remember my name? Brian. She remembered my name, dude. That's a mom thing. That's right. She always does. Yeah, I work for 90 Day Fiancé. So if you've never seen the show, it's a TV show about the U.S. immigration system. Fun stuff, right? Why wouldn't you watch it? You know, it's about the U.S. immigration system. If you guys don't know much about it, let me just cue it. So the U.S. If you haven't heard, the U.S. doesn't typically love immigrants, you know, but they made a visa where they're like, if you love the immigrant, then they can come on over, you know, like. She doesn't have to learn the presidents anymore, you know. She just sucks your dick for 5 years, then all of a sudden we'll call it even, you know. How fun is that? You have to prove to the government that you're in love with this person, too. And I don't know how they do that. I just assume they send, like, a government official over to watch two people fuck, you know, with, like a clipboard, just like, well, she hasn't called him Poppy. I don't know, you know. Visa denied. You're going back to Panama, you know. I don't know. You get four K1 visas as an American citizen. They like made that rule. I'm sure people were just using that just crazy, you know. Like you can't just bring 20 people from fucking Zimbabwe over and just fall in love with them for 2 months and then find another, you know. Like it's just not how it works. After 4, they're just like, can you just go to fucking Minneapolis, you know? Like why do you gotta do like. Stay off Instagram, you know? I don't know. I met a guy who's, he was from Iraq when I was working on that show, and he personally knew Saddam Hussein. You guys remember him? I barely do. Yeah, he told me, though, that Saddam Hussein loved doing cocaine with his buddies. And when he told me that, I was like, well, it turns out we had more in common than I thought. I fucking love gold toilets, dude. Like, what the hell? Sounds like a pretty, besides all the murder, sounds like a pretty cool guy, you know? Yeah. I also, part of that, I don't know. So you work at this TV industry. You basically just work with cameras. It doesn't really matter. You just say yes to everything. And I yesed my way into working for a porn at one point. Yeah, and I tell people that sometimes and they get kind of quiet like you guys. You know, they think it's weird. And I think that's unfair. I think it was one of the best jobs I've ever had in my entire life. It was the only job I've ever had where I've been fully erect at work. And HR is just like, Hakuna Matata, my guy, you know? Like, HR is just a guy named Horny Randy. You know? Just like, same here. See you later. It's a fucking crazy job. I don't know. I like it. I love that job. I love that job. It was cool. See boobs at work, and it's not weird. I had them on my computer because I had to, like, put the things into the computer and put it on a hard drive. So I just had porn on my computer at work, and everybody's like, keep it going, you know? Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. I work for a show called Life After Lockup, which is a show about the prison system. It's about, like, people who fall in love with people who are in prison, and then they get out of prison, and then we film them. So it's kind of like a prologue to a porn, you know? It's like the lead up. I was aroused. I don't know. Kind of liked it. It was pretty crazy. So when we work for these shows, we get like these security guards who have like the most PTSD from Desert Storm that I've ever seen in my entire. Like it is absurd that they just stick these guys with us. We had this guy who fucking. We were just kind of like filming, and all of a sudden we hear behind us the security guard just goes, "Get the fuck back!" And we're all like, what the fuck? We look back, and he's got his gun out, which he's not supposed to have. He's not supposed to have any. He's got a gun, he's just pointing it at a crackhead. Just like, the crackhead's just like, like, I was just walking, man. Like, we're all just like, dude, put your fucking gun away. You're not allowed to have a gun. And then he doesn't get fired. And then we see him 2 months later, and one of the camera cars hits a deer. And the deer is just on the ground. I feel bad for the deer, you know. It's on the ground, not dead yet. It's just dying. And we're kind of all talking, like, over here, you know, just, like, figure out what we're going to do. And then we just hear a gunshot go off. Ted's up to his old fucking ways, you know. Hey, dude, it was the scary, like, you don't think, like, oh, just the security guard, you know. Like, you just hear a gunshot. You're like, I think I'm going to die right now, you know. Like, and we look down. And he's still got the gun pointed at the deer. He just shot the deer in the head. Put it out of its misery. Yeah. Would you do that? Cold-blooded, dude. That was awesome. You gotta put it out of its misery, dude. I was still sad. I don't know. Misery or no misery. We were like, no more guns, dude. Like, you can't kill the fucking deers. Like, it's crazy. So then we had that. I haven't seen that guy since. I think they got the picture. You know, that guy's gonna keep bringing his guns. And then we have this new security guard. His name was Shorty. And he was about this tall, you know. Still the scariest guy I ever met in my entire life. I don't care how tall he was. His name was Shorty. And one day we're, like, drunk by the hotel, by the fire pit. And I'm drinking White Claws, you know. And he comes out, he's like, have you guys ever used thermal vision before? And I was like, no. Like, I'm interested, you know. And within, like, 5 minutes, I got a full, like, I got a military helmet on with the thermal vision on. I have a bulletproof vest with, like, hundreds of bullets stuck to it. And a White Claw in my hand. And I could see, like, the heat signatures of everything, you know, because I'm looking at through thermal. I could see the White Claw. And then I see Shorty's hand grab the White Claw out of my hand. And then an AR-15 just goes into my hand. And I've never held a gun up until 2 weeks ago, this AR-15. And I'm a white guy holding an AR-15 in public. This isn't a good look, you know? Like, and I'm like, I don't want this. Shorty looks around, he's like, it's fine, they don't give a shit. And I'm like, what do you mean they don't give a shit? Like, I have a gun in my hand. And he's just like, all right, fine. And just takes the gun, and then he's holding the gun. And I'm like, give me the fucking gun back, dude. Like, you shouldn't be holding that either. But he takes all this out of the fucking duffel bag. And then he goes, all right, I gotta go. I gotta run. And he puts the AR-15 back in his duffel bag, slings it over his shoulder. He's like, my stepson told me that there's coyotes all over his property, and I promised I'd go neutralize them before filming tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the morning. We're like, okay, Shorty, please don't go kill wild dogs, dude. Like, I fucking love those things, man. Okay, guys, we got a great show. Are you guys feeling good? You guys feeling good? All right. Guys, this next comedian is very funny. He's standing right there, but he's going to be standing right here pretty soon. Clap it up for the very funny Luke Neumann! Ew.
My parents were just in town. They were here for 3 days. I took them to the Bean 6 times. I wanted them to get it. You know what I mean? That's the Bean. Tuck your shirt in. Show a little respect. That's the Mecca of Western civilization right there. That's what I was telling them. Do you know what the Mecca of Eastern civilization is? It's Mecca. Yeah, that's right. It's Mecca. It's very funny to me. When I was writing that joke, I was like, what is the Mecca of Eastern civilization? You always hear about the Mecca of Western civilization. Never. Days later, I was on the train and I was like, oh, it's Mecca. Right. I'm dumb. Also called the Bean of Eastern civilization by a lot of people. Most people don't know that, but that's what they're doing. I drill most of the glory holes around Chicago. That is me. It's a hobby. Everyone needs a hobby. You may have noticed my little custom thing. I had a nose hole up at the top. I just think it's important to sniff things. All right, I don't know how to convey this joke. I think it's very funny. Can I just walk you through the process of what I'm trying to tell you? I think it's funny. The image of a dick coming through a hole, and then there's like a nose up at the top, and it's like, and it's like quivering and very excited. I don't know why. I can't get it out of my head. If I could figure out how to wrap it, it would stop, it would leave. It would leave the headspace, but I haven't gotten there, so I just keep kind of muscling through that. Chicago has a bit of a gang problem, as you may know. Does it? Or maybe is that the only way to deal with this many improv groups, do you think? You know what I mean? They were like, that's enough. I'm tired of being asked for a setting. It's a cute joke. My sister is getting fat. It's crazy. You should see her. It's she was stomping around the other day, and she was saying, "I'm a fat little Mexican woman. Look at me. I'm a fat little Mexican." She had a song. Here's the thing. While she is quite fat, all of a sudden she is not Mexican. She is pregnant with one. Mexican baby. So she thinks she can say that. You know what I mean? And I don't know that she can't. Every day more Mexican blood expands within her. Do you know? She's more Mexican right now than she was last week. More Mexican. And then at some point in October, she will suddenly stop being Mexican. and then we'll all get to meet the first brown Neumann. We're thrilled. We're so excited. Coming up with names. I said Lorenzo. No one else agreed. Let me tell you something. I have a fantasy where I go to prison, and I want to. So here, look. I want to shove little bags of pretzels into my ass inside of a prison. Because you've seen prison documentaries where they make you do like squat and cough thing. They're looking for drugs, knives, stuff like that. I'm going to shit out a little bag of pretzels. And then I get a look at the guard and say, give those back to me. I bought those here. I am allowed to have those. You return my pretzels. It'd be fun. I think the boys in their outfits would get a kick out of that. I just want to be the funny prisoner. I bet they beat the shit out of those. I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to be funny in prison. I should ask some. I have friends. I should be like, are there clowns? No? It's bad for them? Fuck. All right. I won't go. Man. You guys sending dick pics to ladies? You doing that? Answer me. Are we sending dick pics? Maybe we shouldn't. Right on. Good for you. Look, ladies, they didn't ask for dick pics. They don't like dick pics. They don't deserve dick pics. Okay? Dick pics are for the boys. That's a very funny thing to do to somebody on a Saturday morning. Fuck up his whole weekend. Send him a picture of your penis, be like, there's my dick, you're gay, I got you. Woo! That's so funny. I like to buy little frames from like Target. They come with little sheets of plastic. I like to smush mine between two plastic sheets so it's impossibly flat. And then I send that out to the fellas, and I go, does that look weird? What is that? You ever seen that? Should I talk to somebody about that? Something's wrong with it. Thinking about getting a toupee. I'm bald. Have been since I was 18. It just happened. I want a toupee. I have one, but it's like it's not good enough, so it's a funny toupee where it's like obviously I know it's a toupee. But that's not. There is nothing more insane than a man who knows that you know that he is bald just pretending in front of you. And for that, I need to spend $700. So it turns out toupees are extremely expensive because if you're a man who's bald and you go to a store and you're like, can you sell me hair? The merchant will go like, yeah, it's $1,000. You seem desperate. I think I can get a lot out of you. I have a fantasy where I go to a party and I want to like take my hat off and put the toupee on and then not address that. And just challenge people to bring it up. Know what I mean? Aliens in the news. How about that? Yeah. It's all I can think about. It's either a psyop or it's not. That's pretty cool. I like that they brought this up years ago. Did anyone remember that? Like 4 years ago, the CIA had a press conference where they were like, yeah, what? Aliens. Yes. They're here. What do you want? They come, they fly around in nuclear facilities, they leave. They're very fast. We can't do anything about it. They said all this like years ago. Nobody cared. So they're telling us some things. They're not telling us everything. I want to know why is there still some secrecy? You know what I mean? Like what are they holding back for? I have a couple of theories. One, they know that I will fight one. Okay? There's a lot of men like me. We need to know who wins that fight. That's important. Reason number 2, I will baptize as many as I can catch before I am gunned down by the feds. Okay? I'm not even religious, but those are the rules. You land in this country, you're going in a creek. You're gonna wash your filthy fucking sins. We're not a Catholic thumb baptism. No, creek, dirty water, moving. When you get baptism, hold you in there. Also, the aliens they would send would be like a diplomat alien. Like a John Kerry critter. I don't want to meet that. You know, I want to meet a blue collar dude alien. I want him to get off a ship, immediately call me a slur I've never heard, and then I'll be like, I get you, I like you. We can hang out. You're one of the good ones. I'm conflicted about January 6th. Anybody else? Anybody else mixed feelings? Sure you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I didn't say I liked it. I said I have mixed feelings, which you can have, okay? On the one hand, it's wrong to chase senators. On a different hand, doesn't that look fun? Doesn't that look like the best time we could have all had? There's one in your head that you're like, I'd run that one down. I'd yank his eye patch off. What's in there? Oh, you're just blind. I'm sorry, sir. I would get his eye patch. I would try to guess Nancy Pelosi's real name. I hate her. The ghoul of a woman. I want to know, if you can guess her real name, she has to go back to the woods. That's how it works with goblins. You get 3 chances. I think it's Rumpelstiltskin rules. I'm not totally sure. Something like that. Somebody pooped on her desk. He lived. It's a man who lived. Listen, I hate the federal government the same way a dog hates a vacuum cleaner, okay? I don't know what it is. And that will not change because I don't read. I don't like it. It's a gut feeling. Strange bit. Glad you were here to, get on board with it. There's a epidemic of beta cuckery. Are you familiar with it? Okay. There are too many beta cucks running around. This is how the joke starts. And I'm doing list-based comedy now. So I have prepared a list to try to help people become less beta cucks. Okay? Here's what you do. Step 1, jujitsu. That's your new personality. That you're all about jujitsu. You need to become unhinged when the topic is broached. That's your favorite thing. Step number 2, learn how to whistle real loud. You should be able to summon a stranger's dog to your side. That's a big sign of manhood. Step number 3 is stop inviting strangers to your house to have sex with your wife or girlfriend, you know? You love your wife and girlfriend, and you love seeing her needs satisfied by the strangers that come over to your house. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's time that they host these evenings. You turn the tables. You go to their house. Their decor is commented on by you. They put on your glasses while they fuck your wife. Not anymore. You wear their glasses. I'm gonna get there with that one. Working through that. This is just a little PSA. I don't know if a lot of the clitoris. It's not that hard to find. It's near the top. Just found out. Near the top part. If you're ever at the bottom part, you retrace your steps and just, do the opposite. You'll find yourself more near the top. The G-spot, also not that hard to find. You just tag her in. Usually they'll help, I find. You know what is kind of hard to find? Is a good racial slur for white guys. Cracker, honky, that doesn't hurt my feelings. That's not enough. But that in mind, I was having an argument with a black friend of mine recently. He just brought up the fact that I have pink balls. I did not know that everybody knew. They're pink. Thought that was our little secret. I didn't know we were just fucking talking about it. There's a war on masculinity. I don't know if you know. You've heard the news. It's a war on masculinity, which is that's wonderful news because we love war. That's our favorite. We write movies about it. It's one of our favorite subjects is war. How does this one go? Hey, listen, people. I'm trying. This is another strange joke. I'm a masculine dude. Okay? What does that mean? I will tell you. Okay? That means if I am driving and I see a man chopping wood, I'm going to critique his form. And just be like, I do that much better. I think cream and sugar in your coffee will turn you gay. I know it won't, but I feel that. You know what I mean? So whenever I get a coffee, they're like, cream, sugar? I'm like, no! Well, a little. Please be careful. Just a little. It just means that one day I want to fall in love, want to marry a lady. And one day when she's out of town for a few days, I'm going to build her a deck. That's my fantasy. I don't know how to build a deck. I will not Google it. I will figure it out. Through force of will. Probably going to take longer than I thought. She's going to come back. The deck is not done. Time passes. She's going to chime in at some point and be like, hey, why don't you hire a contractor to help you with this deck? And then when she is out of earshot, I'm going to call her a bitch because I'm building the deck. Masculine. Do you see? Do you see how within that there's a joke? You see. You see. That's good. I'm religious. I believe in God and the devil and ghosts, all that shit. Everybody has their reasons. I have mine. I have a tremendous amount of gay thoughts. And that's not me. That's the devil. That's the devil up to his old tricks. And he's not going to get me this time. No, sir, not this time. Pretty good. I've been slapping testosterone patches on most of the people I know. I hang out with comics. You've seen comics. They need it. And there's not enough tomboys. You know what I mean? Trying to help. Please don't sue. I was on such a good football team, people. You would not believe. We went to state, got beat, but I've had a lot of concussions. That's all I needed. A Muslim joke. Your imam is so fat. How fat is he? Something Burka King. It's not done. But that's a very, very good joke. My God. Kind of a perfect bit, isn't it? All right, folks. Well, that was fun. You enjoyed me. I know you did. You had a great time. Yeah, what's up?
I thought you were telling us about aliens in the nude.
Aliens? Oh, in the nude? No, I'm sure they have suits. I think about that way too much. Are you thinking about the aliens all the time, too? They're real? They're not real? They're probably real. I don't know if they're here. I would fucking kick one's ass. I know that much. I would attack it. You can't land in my yard and look like that. Or be like, what the fuck? Just get a hammer. Now I'm in the news for murdering the first extraterrestrial senator. Disappointing my parents. I could go on about aliens, but I don't have enough time. All right, well, folks, this was great. We had a great time. All right. Coming up next is one of the best comics around Chicago. He's the headliner. Put your hands together for Pat Bolduc. Here he comes. Woo!
Hey, Luke Neumann, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, how are we doing, guys? Everybody good? Feeling good? We still, guys, still summer, right? We're having fun. It's not over, okay? I will not let it be over. I'm holding on to. I was so depressed in the winter. This past winter, I was so depressed that when I would pull up my phone, my Face ID wouldn't recognize me unless I had a gun in my mouth. Does that happen to anybody else? And I'm at 7-Eleven trying to use Apple Pay, and I'm like, damn it, I forgot my gun. What do I do here? Can I borrow your guy's gun? Because they got one kicking around sometimes. And here's another good thing. I have a friend who got hit by a bus. That's not the good part. He's doing better now. That's the good part. He was in critical condition. We can laugh at it now because he's fine. There's nothing funny about getting hit by a bus and being in critical condition, other than the fact that his dad kind of mumbles a little bit. So when I was talking to him on the phone, he told me that he was in critical condition, and I thought he said that he was in pretty cool condition. I was like, you're hit by a bus, and he's in pretty cool condition? I just pictured him laying on the ground like, fucking Coachella, dude, it's crazy. I like mixing up the phrase pretty cool and critical. I think it's like I don't have good critical thinking skills, but I have good pretty cool thinking skills. I can think of a ton of pretty cool shit right off the top of my head. What about like an Xbox but it blows you, right? Would that be or like what if Ron DeSantis hated pretty cool race theory? Would that be something at all? He's like, that is not big Ron DeSantis crowd, by the way. Does everybody loves DeSantis here? I just saw Ron DeSantis just declared a war on woke culture. And that's got to be the shittiest war to tell your children that you fought in. So you think? They're like, Grandpa, did you fight the Nazis? You're like, no, I fought a bunch of college students. That's who we went down against. There was no purple heart, a lot of purple hair. That's what happened. Anytime people start bitching about woke shit, it always sounds like repressed sexuality. That's what I hear. Anytime when the Republicans talk about this shit, they're always like, yeah, I'm cool with pronouns. As long as you don't shove them down my throat. All right. Yeah, I don't mind critical race theory as long as you don't stuff it up my tight little ass and have it come on my face. If that happens, I'm not buying Bud Light anymore, okay? My girlfriend is very progressive. She hits me, actually, so that's how that goes. She had a book the other day by an author, one of those guys who writes books and stuff. And it was written by a dude, and on the back there was a review of the book, and the person reviewing it described the guy as a champion of women's rights. And I was like, that was definitely a guy who wrote that review. That's a very dude way to describe that, don't you think? Not only do I support women, I'm a fucking champion. Okay, I'm the best at it. In fact, I won the tournament. I have a black belt in feminism now, and that's not hard. Just everybody's like, stop bragging about being a champion of women's rights. Everyone should do it, right? It's easy. You're playing against a bunch of girls. You know what I mean? It's like JK. It's good. Nice to be here. I was at a bar not too far from here actually the other night, and I heard one of the favorite lines I've ever heard in my life. A bartender told me that I was talking to him about his drug history, what he's done in his life, and he told me that he was a veteran of cocaine. And yeah, I was like, cool, I'm active duty. So very nice. It was nice to know that we had a couple of heroes at the bar that night, and I saluted him on the spot. I said, thank you for your service, sir. I appreciate that. And no, mushrooms is really the drug to do in the summer, don't you think? I mean, it's really, mushrooms are great. I'm sure half the people here are on them right now, but as you should be. But they can be scary. I had a very scary thought pop into my head last time that I did mushrooms. I thought to myself, holy shit, this is the first vegetable I've eaten this week. That is not good. You're supposed to trip off mushrooms. I felt healthy. I didn't know it was... I can't talk shit. I'm still hungover from a bachelor party I was at months ago. It was a 5-day bachelor party, which that is too long, right? 5 days, that's not a bachelor party. That's a make-a-wish. That is like, are we doing okay? And right before I was leaving Chicago, my friend here was like, are you guys going to go to a strip club? And I'm like, dude, come on. We're in our 30s. We can afford prostitutes. You know what I mean? That's where we're going to go. No, JK, that's... I would never actually go to... Because porn is like right there on your laptop. You know what I mean? Do we have porn people here? Yeah. Fuck yeah. I always check in because some people hate porn. They're very like moralistic about it. They're like, if you watch porn, it will make you desensitized, which is weird. Anytime I watch it, it makes me rock hard. That's what happens every time. I've never been more sensitized than when I've been watching porn. I've been asked to leave a Walgreens for being overly sensitized. And I never got that booster shot, so that's not... Call me Ron desensitized up here, but... You never there's ads before porn videos? That's unnecessary, right? Nobody needs that. It's always an ad for another porn website. It's never an ad for like a reputable company or a product that you recognize. They're never like, hey, when you put your dick away, come on down to Giordano's, okay? We got a hot pizza for you, all right? Post cleanup, get on down here, okay? We need you. Lou Malnati's just kicking our ass this week. We don't know. Like where I live right now. I think I live in a good neighborhood. I don't know. Do you ever have that feeling? You're like, I think this is a good neighborhood. I'm not positive, though. I only think I live in a good neighborhood because the fast food restaurants in my neighborhood don't have, like the restrooms don't have bathroom codes on them. It was nice. They're like, go ahead, take a piss. We trust you. I like that about. But the guy behind the counter was very weirded out when I asked him about it. I was like, excuse me, sir, what's your bathroom code? And he was like, I don't know, just don't touch anyone. Pretty much. That seems like a normal. Bros before hoes, something. I don't know what the all right, dude. I'm originally from Maine, and all my friends, I'm like from, pretty hick town. Most of my friends from high school still live up in Maine. And when I was moving here, I had a friend say to me, he's like, I could never imagine living in Chicago. And I was like, well, I bet, actually, you could. You know what I mean? Have you tried it? You know what I mean? I bet you could imagine it. People have imagined... Crazy. Have you seen like Game of Thrones before? They imagined way weirder shit. There's people riding around on dragons and they're having sex with their beautiful sisters and stuff like that. And it's they can imagine all that. My friend can't imagine renting an apartment in the Midwest. That seems severely limited to me. He must have the most boring sex of all time. His girlfriend's like, what's the kinkiest thing you could possibly imagine? And he's like, fucking Minnesota? I don't know. Something like that, is it? Can't listen to John Lennon. He's like, imagine there's no heaven. I'm trying to wrap my head around fucking Peoria. Okay, I can't. Very frightening to me. But my dad's a weird guy. When I was a kid, my dad got kicked out of a father-daughter dance. Yeah, you're not supposed to go stag. He found that out that night. They were like, Mr. Bolduc, get a daughter or get the fuck out of here, okay? Stop. Is anybody here uncircumcised? Right here? Okay, hell yeah. Nice. I thought I saw you on the Facebook group. Of course, absolutely. We keep in touch, okay? The Cirque du Soleil folk, we do. We're like this, okay? I had a conversation with my mom last Christmas. I was like, why the fuck am I not circumcised? And she was like, well, when you were born, we did the research, and there was no medical benefit. I was like, oh, thanks for doing the research. I appreciate that. It didn't help me in the locker room at all. It's not a good comeback if somebody's like, your dick looks like an anteater. You can't be like, well, there's actually no medical benefit, so this is the dick my mom wanted me to have, okay? She did the research. We don't get a lot of representation in popular culture on Cirque du Soleil people. We don't. You never hear the word uncircumcised come up with like a spelling bee. It'd be weird. They'd be like, could you use it in a sentence? And then you gotta be like, your dick is gross. That's the sentence. That's the only one we're gonna be able to use it in here, sir. So vibrators are very important to if you have a terrible dick. Well, it is. I've never bought one before. My ex-girlfriend used to use vibrators sometimes while we had sex. And anytime she would do that, I would always feel like a guy who just got laid off from a factory. Do you know what I mean? They're like, sorry, buddy, we got machines that do this now. You should probably teach your penis to code or something like that. Something with a little bit more. So that's my job. Are you guys, anybody working in an office here? Do we have office people here? Yeah, one sad. One guy like, God damn it. I guess I do. Holy shit. What's going on? They used to tell, I worked in an office just briefly, and they would tell us to do a thing called a criticism compliment sandwich. You ever heard of that one? They're like, if you're going to criticize one of your coworkers, they're like, sandwich it between two compliments, and that will lessen the blow. I was terrible at that. My compliments don't sound like genuine. And I'd be like, hey, Gary, can I talk to you real quick? First of all, I just wanted to say that is a cool shirt. I like your shirt. And second of all, if you ever disrespect me again, I will knock your fucking teeth out. And also, your wife is hot, so there's a fun third. You want to complete that sandwich there. I'm awful. I say I would knock something over at work the other day. I meant to say that I felt like a bull in a china shop, and I accidentally said that I felt like a Chinese guy at a Bulls game. Has that happened to you? I don't know where that came from, but it's... Do we like the Bulls here? Are you a Bulls fan? Yeah. Okay. That sounds... Yeah. You're like, one of the greatest franchises of all time. You're like... Huh? The Bulls is a team. I love how out of sports you are, though. Where you're like, hey, you like the Foo Fighters? Is that an instrument? Is that a... No, I'm into it. You're just like, fuck it. I don't even know at all. But I like basketball. I do. I went to one Bulls game this year. And tickets are really... I enjoy basketball a lot, so I try to, get into it. And there's... Some people don't pay attention to the game at all. Like, there was a couple in front of me the entire game, and they're having a conversation about the term white passing. Yeah, I was like, it's an NBA game. The whites should only be passing, okay? They shouldn't even be on the court, to tell you the truth. I don't care if he's white passing as long as he's not white dribbling or white shooting, okay? That's where it gets ugly. Doesn't it seem like when white guys are really sick at basketball, they're always from a war-torn part of the world? You got Peja Stojakovic and Vlade Divac and Larry Bird's from Indiana, really scary. You ever drive south through Chicago, right when you get to Indiana, there's a big billboard that says, hell is real. And you're like, no shit, I'm in Indiana, okay? I figured that one out the second we left Chicago. That's my, I don't know anything about politics, really. That was my whole political chunk there. I know, is anybody else like this? I know, TMZ facts about politicians. I don't know any actual policy, like Mike Pence. He was Trump's friend or whatever. What was his, whatever he was. I remember one story about Mike Pence, and that it's that he calls his wife mother. That's how Mike Pence addresses his wife, which is pretty gross. I think, right? That's kind of... I don't think normal people do stuff like that. I do call my mom Mike Pence. That is one small thing I'll do every now and then. And she hates it because her name's Ted Cruz, so she is not a fan of it. She keeps asking me to stop, and I'm like, sorry, Senator, Mommy, my bad. That's My neighbor is a super political guy. I've never spoken to him, but he has a lot of signs on his front lawn, so I know every stance he has on politics entirely. He has a sign on his front lawn that says, do you want to know my stance on gun control? Why don't you break in and find out? No one else in politics is that intense. Nobody's like, hey, you want to know my stance on abortion? Why don't you come fuck me and find out? That's not a sign on anybody's front lawn, okay? The line around the block would be too long. That is not a civic-minded sign. That's a... I am a train person. I like taking the train around the city to L, as we call it. I like taking the train because you can drink on the train. Did you know that? You can have a couple beers. I was on the train with my friend, and she was like, I didn't know that you could drink on the train. And I was like, people live on the train. So, yeah, you can do anything you want while you're on the train. The guy who gave me the beer lives on the train, so I'm just being polite while I'm in his living room, okay? That's not illegal. That's manners. That's what my mom taught me. Was anybody living here when the Blue Line crashed into the airport? No? Something was going on? Cubs were playing? Something? Bulls? Maybe not. Yeah. Do you don't remember this when the Blue Line, the guy driving the Blue Line just like forgot to stop or whatever? And he just crashed it into the airport. It doesn't seem like that hard of a job. You know what I mean? It's just forward and stop somewhere before the airport. That's where you want to do it. I was reading an article about it. They were like, nobody got killed, thank God, but they were like, it did millions of dollars worth of damage. And they were like, 2 weeks later, that guy got fired. But I was like, yeah, that's a while. It's a good amount of time. That means there was a 2-week period where he was like, maybe no one noticed. I might have got away with that. Anybody notice the big hole in the side of the airport? Yeah, no, we caught that one, Dave. We did. I named him for the joke. But 2 weeks is too long. 2 weeks sounds like he got sick of the job and put in his 2-week notice. He's like, I'm not working here. They're leaving airports in the middle of the train tracks, and I can't. They never taught me how to go left. It was just... And he wasn't drunk somehow. You would think he was. People drink so much in Chicago. Like, obviously, I mean, in Midwest in general, Wisconsin. There was a guy running for mayor in the last election here, and he had 2 DUIs. Do you remember this? Isn't that insane? I mean, I voted for him, for sure. I did, because I think that's cool as shit. I like the confidence that it takes to rack up 2 DUIs and be like, I should probably run a city. That makes sense, right? I can run a red light, I can run a city, okay? It's not that hard. They're like, when did you know you wanted to be mayor? He's like, well, I was drinking a vodka soda on the interstate, and I thought to myself, the city fucking sucks. Do you know if you get 3 DUIs, they take your license away for good? And I think if you get 4 DUIs, we should give it back to you. You know what I mean? Because you know what you're good at that point. We're stifling talent over there. Got my hair cut recently, which is fun. Because I love the woman who cuts my hair. She's the shit. She doesn't speak very much English, so I had to learn how to say a couple of things in Polish. I had to learn how to say, like, simple stuff, like, hello, I'd like a haircut in Polish, and thank you for the haircut in Polish. And I had to learn how to say, I'm sorry, I thought you were Polish in Russian. And that was not an easy translation to make. So if anybody goes to Stalingrad Cuts on Milwaukee Avenue, it turns out they're Russian there. Who knew? I'm Irish and French, and it's funny because, like, the French part of my family, no one cares about their heritage at all. Nobody's, like, proud of it. But the Irish half, everybody's, like, way too proud of it. Like, my cousin has an Ireland crest on his forearm, and he talks about Ireland, and he calls it the old country, even though he's from New Jersey. And every St. Patrick's Day, he has, like, a big party, and at this past one, he thought he was going to get laid, and so he took a Viagra. And it didn't work out well for him. His body had like a bad reaction to it. It made him sick, and he had to take Benadryl. And I was like, I don't know, that's kind of cool to know about yourself, that you're so Irish that you're allergic to having a big dick. That's kind of amazing. It's very Irish of you. Like, if his dick gets above 5 inches, his whole body's like, something's not right. Shut this down. If he makes a woman come, he dies. He can't handle that at all. They got to play The Departed to revive him, but that is bullying. And I think I'm bullying my cousin in that joke for having a small penis. But I think bullying is right. If anybody has kids, you might know, like, online bullying is a huge issue amongst children these days. I don't have kids. I only know this because my niece is 10 years old, and she will not stop telling me to kill myself online. It's pretty upsetting. I'm like, Bethany, you're 10 years old. Get off LinkedIn, okay? This is not the site for you. She keeps leaving me reviews on there. She's like, Pat would be an asset to any company that's looking to hire a huge pussy. And I don't like that at all. It's very mean. And I'm not buying her cigarettes anymore. She can get those. I was working at a high school last year, and so you had to do a lot of seminars on bullying. And I had no idea that it was going to be like seminars on, like, students bullying you So, you know what I mean? Those kids are fucking mean as shit. These kids were playing football on the last day of school, throwing a football around, and then they start tackling each other really hard out of nowhere, and I had to go up to them and be like, guys, come on, could you take it easy? And this kid looked me right in my face, and he goes, you're not my father. I was like, yeah, if I was your father, you'd be able to throw a fucking spiral by now, okay? That's their... And they teach safe sex at high schools. I think that's a good thing. They give out like a lot of condoms. There's a huge bowl of condoms in the health room. I grab a couple, you know what I mean? I'll snag a few, just, you know. Because I know the students don't need it because they're throwing them at each other in the hallway. They're always having condom fights in the hallway, or they'll do a thing, they'll blow up a condom and turn it into make it like a balloon animal and pop it. And then it sounds stupid. It's way more fun than having sex with a condom on. It is. You could actually get... So I had to go to the principal at one point and be like, what should I do here, dude? These kids are throwing condoms at each other. And he was like, I don't know, just explain to him that that's not what condoms are for. I was like, no, I don't think I'm having that conversation. I don't want to have that conversation with a sophomore in high school. I don't want to be like, hey, Billy, put it on your dick or put it away, okay? That is not a toy. That is for having passionless sex with, okay? That is, that's all right. All right. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night. Appreciate it.
Keep it going for Pat, everybody! All right, that's the end of the comedy portion. Luke left his notebook up here. Should we go through it? Get one last little joke about January 6th before we start the jazz music? I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, guys, make some noise for Luke Neumann one more time. Pat Bolduc. And me, thank you. Yeah, last but not least, you know. Guys, we're going to get started with this music in 15 minutes. 6 Win's going to come up. I got that right? 6 Win, are you guys here? Yeah. All right, make some noise for them. We're going to get started in 15 minutes. Thank you guys for coming.
Although the sun is shining, these tears, they cause me pain. It seems we make up only just to break up. Oh, baby, and it ain't no fun to me. I say now, it ain't no fun to me. Girl, I'm leaving you, and sure it ain't no fun to me. I said I'm leaving you, and it ain't no fun to me. Oh, said I'm leaving you, 'cause I like what you do to me. You make me feel like a brand new man. Oh, baby, I'll take the love and affection whenever I can. And that's some fun to me. And that's some fun to me. Oh, y'all down. It seems we make up only just to break up. Oh, baby, it ain't no fun to me. It ain't no fun to me. Sometimes I sit down and I think about it, and it ain't no fun to me. Ain't no fun to me. Sometimes I feel like leaving you, and it ain't no fun to me. Oh, baby, oh, girl, it ain't no fun to me. Sometimes I just sit down and think about it, slave like one of us, just a stranger on a bus, trying to make his way home. If God had a face, what would it look like and would we want to see? If seeing meant that we would have to believe in things like heaven and Jesus and the saints and all the prophets. Oh yeah, yeah, God is great. Oh, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Oh, I know. What if God was one of us? Just a slave like one of us. Just a stranger on a bus, trying to make his way home. Trying to make his way home. Back up to heaven all alone. Nobody calling on the phone. No, 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 no. Oh yeah, yeah, God is great. Oh, oh, God is good. Yeah, 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 yeah. What if God was one of us? Just a slave like one of us. Just a stranger on the bus, trying to get home. I know, oh I know, he's trying to make his way home. Like a holy rolling stone, back up to heaven all alone. Nobody calling on the phone, no, except for maybe the Pope in Rome. All on his way home. Train runs by my back door, whistle blowing a little after 4. Oh baby, blues falling down like rain. I can't eat and I can't sleep. Late at night I hear my guitar weep. Wait for you, baby. Blues falling down like rain. I never meant to let you go. God knows that I love you so. I never meant to do you no wrong. Before I knew it, you were gone, babe. Blues, blues, yeah. Blues falling down like rain. Blues, yeah. tell little girl I love her so. I never meant to let you go. Sometimes the flower blooms when blues falls down like rain. I never meant to let you go. God knows that I love you so. I never meant to do you no wrong. Before I knew it, you was gone, baby. Blues, blues, blues falling down like rain. Blues, blues, blues falling down like rain.
Tragic. That's so tragic.
Humble Jungle, how we doing? Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. Thanks so much for coming out. Our band is called Sixth Wind. We got Steve Ippolito from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on drums. We got Jason Greenlaw from Boulder, Colorado on guitar. How about a hand for him? And my name is Aidan. I'm from Chicago. You don't have to clap for me. It's okay. We've been playing together for about 3 years, and it's really fun. We get to do shows in each other's cities. So it was my turn to host the guys in Chicago. And how about a round of applause for the Humble Jungle, Nathan Weil. Thank you so much for hosting us. What an amazing venue. And we're so grateful to be here. Amazing comedy before us. So we're going to keep it going. That was a cover of a Jesse Van Ruller tune called Secret Champ. And now we're going to do an original tune that I wrote called Lakefront. And it's about Lake Michigan. Thank you so much. This next tune is a cover of a guitar player that really inspires the sound of this band by the name of Kurt Rosenwinkel. So this is a tune called Angels Around. Thank you guys so much. That was a Stevie Wonder song called Contusion. Yeah, and the song before that was an original song by our guitar player Jason called Contemplation. We're going to keep it going. Again, thanks so much for being here, guys. We're enjoying being here at the Jungle. Thank you. That was a tune called Downstairs, written by our guitar player, Jason Greenlaw. How about a hand for him? Doing all the hard work. I got the easy job here. These guys are doing all the hard work. I'm just here, so grateful to have them in town. What do we do next, boys? We're gonna do a couple more for you guys. We really appreciate you all being here. Thank you guys so much. We've got just a couple more tunes for you. Again, we're Six Wind. We're so happy to be here. How about a hand for all the awesome comedians who were before us? Fucking killed it. And yeah, we're going to do a suite of original tunes. This first one is written by our drummer, Steve Ippolito, called Pelvic Tilt. And then we're going to go into... where do we go from there? Oh, we're going to do two in a row by our drummer. We're going to go from Pelvic Tilt to 7 Pillars of Wisdom. So we're covering all the bases here. And then we're going to do one after that, and that might be it. So thanks again for coming. One more time, Stevie Ippolito on the drums. Jason Greenlaw on the guitar. We're Six Wind. Thank you so much. Thank you, Humboldt Jungle. Thank you, Nathan. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you guys so much.
She's got the soul. She's got the blues.